What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the Dre Area Sports Show. I'm joined by Andre the Giant. What's up, Dre?
What's up, Andre? Thanks for hosting again, buddy.
Of course. And I'm also joined by Daniel, who's actually my brother.
Yes.
Unfortunately, no, he's the greatest brother you could ever ask for.
But anyway,
guys,
what's going on?
Rosif.
So, guys, we have a lot to talk about today. We're going to be talking about the San Francisco Giants. They had a rough homestand against the Washington Nationals. It could have gone a different direction. Unfortunately, it went into a shit direction. And again, I feel like other than today, they're having a hard time scoring runs. So we're going to talk about the Giants' recent series against the Nationals and kind of where they stand after 12 games, especially when it comes to hitting and pitching as well. Mm-hmm. We also have some news coming from the 49ers about guys that they signed. What up, guys? Go Giants! What's up?
What up, Felix?
What's up, Felix? So we have some acquisitions by the San Francisco 49ers that we're going to talk about as well. And on top of that, we're going to break down the Golden State Warriors and their possible playoff run and how far we think they can go, along with how the rest of the playoffs kind of shape out over on the NBA side of things. What's up, Droga?
What up?
But first off, guys, how are you doing? How has your week been? And are you excited for the sports that we have in terms of NBA and MLB?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? It's been a good week. It's moving quick. A lot of sports going on right now, especially the Bay Area sports. Kind of loving this. Giants had a rough series against the Nationals. Warriors keep on winning. Warriors just beat the Lakers again this season. So, things are on the up and up there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no. Besides the poor weekend showing against the Nationals, or the first portion of this week. It's Giants baseball. I'm glad baseball's back in general, but
oh yeah,
not the hottest start. It's still early. Still got a long way to go. 162 games, as we all know. As far as Warriors basketball, though, I think they're catching their stride right now. I think they're right where they want to be. Mm-hmm. As I already alluded to kind of with you, Andre, before the show started, it's that team that kind of catches fire at the end. Team that's playing really well at the end. The team that, looking to make some noise, feeling, maybe underappreciated, undervalued as far as, how they stand in the league. So I think they're one of the dark horses, to be honest. They still have the championship pedigree with Draymond, Clay, and Steph. We all know that. So I think they're right where they want to be. Everyone's counting them out, and I think that's what's going to drive them. That's what's going to feed them.
I think so. So, guys, let's go into some breaking news so that we can kind of get the show rolling here. I'm going to cue up some music right now. There we go. If it plays.
Come on.
There
DJ.
We go.
There we go. Yes.
Okay, here we go. Let's go with some breaking news, huh? Are you guys ready? Let's do this. Okay, we have some breaking news out of the NFL, out of the retired league of NFL. Terrell Suggs has got himself into a little bit of trouble. Well, I got hella low. I was like, so anyway, Terrell Suggs reportedly pulled a gun out and threatened to kill a man in an argument while at a Starbucks.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. People want their coffee. Yeah, they want their coffee. The man swore at Suggs before the ex-NFL superstar challenged him to a fight. The former Baltimore Ravens pass rusher allegedly then called the man a pussy-ass cracker. Before adding, I'll kill your bitch ass.
Yeah.
Right to it. Jeez.
All of this at a Starbucks over coffee.
Debo from Friday.
Yeah.
My God. This
you want
guy.
Some of this? You want some of this?
First of all, whoever has the balls to talk shit to this guy, I don't care if he's out of shape. This guy's a fucking monster. I'd be like, you want to cut in line in front of 30 people? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
You didn't have to be Terrell Suggs. You could be anybody this size.
By the way.
Yeah. It's on me. Don't worry about it. Everything's good. Everything's good.
I feel like this old school Baltimore Ravens, team, bunch of I hate to say it, but we've seen this before with Ray Lewis off the field. Back in the day, getting into trouble with the law. They played back in the day together. It's just kind of their mantra. It's kind of who they are. They
don't take no
boys.
shit.
They were the bad boys of the NFL.
They don't.
They want to. They were great players back in the day.
They don't take prisoners.
It's unfortunate that they're getting this type of spotlight, after they retired and everything. That this is the publicity.
It's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. We got Niner for Life in the chat saying, "Hey, my brothers, what's going on, Niner for Life?" And we also got my boy Davino Vega. If you haven't done so yet, check out Davino Vega. He has some sick ass beats and he does rapping as well. He's a really good artist, man. You definitely check him out. He's amazing. And you can find him on Twitter as well. But yeah, Terrell Suggs. I mean, look, you want a cup of coffee, you want a fucking latte. Someone doesn't agree with you.
That caffeine headache, I guess.
You swear at me, and I haven't got my coffee yet. I'm gonna I'm gonna pull out a gun.
Stay off the juice, bro.
You a bitch, or is it you a pussy ass cracker? I'll kill you, a bitch ass. Like,
I wonder if he was in the car, in the drive-through lane, or
the drive-through.
Oh, he's in the drive-through.
No, I don't know. I'm
know.
sure if I pulled up the whole article, it'll probably tell me here. Let me see.
Starbucks with some mad street cred right now.
I mean, why would you want to fuck with this guy?
Wow, he looks like Suge Knight or something.
That's what I'm saying. Debo S. Suge Knight, you name it.
Yeah. Let me see. His representative, Denise White, was like, "Oh, let me take this, please. I don't want you pulling a gun out on the media." I was in a quiet area of Scottsdale in the middle of the day in a Starbucks drive-thru near my home when an incident happened with a vehicle behind me. I was getting coffee. I was not looking for any trouble. That's what. So it happened behind him. He's like, "Hey, what the fuck? Just trying to get my coffee." And then he pulls out a gun.
Horn at me.
I mean, he's in Arizona. He's got a gun, so he's like, "Fuck it, I'm pulling the shit out." I'm just gonna pull it out. I don't care. Fuck it.
That other guy must have been that big.
He probably got out of the car, and the guy was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, damn.
I didn't know there's a fucking giant in the car in front of me.
Yeah.
Oh well. All right.
Do stupid shit, man. People do stupid.
They
shit.
do some stupid fucking shit. Stupid shit.
I mean,
that's how they get in trouble,
Hopefully, he has to pay for what he did to the extent of the law.
That's it. All right. Let's move on to our next topic. So the NFL is allowing teams to wear a third helmet, right? So now we got a lot of helmets that are being, like right here, Diamador Lenore. He says, "Let's get creative, posting the best 5. Go." And he posted that. I'm not a huge fan of that, where it's a shiny gold helmet, even the face mask. It's not bad. I mean, I don't mind it. But they're allowing the Niners are letting every team to have a third helmet. I didn't even know we had a second helmet, to be honest with you. But so we're gonna have 3 different helmets that we can wear. I know that. Did they ever wear another helmet but the gold one? I don't remember them wearing another helmet.
Not that I can remember.
Not to my recollection. So
that's interesting.
Unless the white throwbacks had a slightly different design. Niner for Life says, "Man, that's terrible that every team that has beaten us in the Super Bowl has a player that's gotten into some serious shit." Rashee Rice, I know. That's the curse of the Niners. If you beat us, you could beat us all you want. But when you beat us, your players end up in jail.
Yeah.
Your players end up in prison. You want that on your blood?
That's kind of a crazy stat right there.
Look at Pat Mahomes Sr.
Yeah.
And that was before the Super Bowl.
I know, but still. I just had to bring it up. So that's one look at it. Here's some more right here that I'll share as well. This is from Jesse Naylor. So this is how it could look on top of the helmet. I mean, on top of a player.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. I don't know if I would do it with these jerseys. I'd probably do it with our regular home jerseys, not the throwbacks. But the all gold looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound fucking shitty right now, but if we would have won the Super Bowl, I would have been like, we got to fucking wear these, like, day one, game one, but
yeah, right.
I should say week one.
It looks a little Notre Dame-ish.
A little Notre Dame-ish. Here's another one. Here's Debo wearing an all gold. I mean, look, it's always with the throwback. So, I mean, I guess, I don't know.
That actually kind of looks pretty good actually. I like that.
I don't have a problem.
I like it more with the
yeah.
white than I do with the red.
Yeah. It stands out way better.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
This is Brian G. Hensley. I had him on the show last week, and then somebody put the helmet on top of his head.
That's great.
He posted that earlier. He was like, Jesus. This guy says, nope. But so yeah, something to look at. Possibly new helmets that we'll see on the field. Pretty cool stuff. Just thought I'd share that with you guys. I mean, it gives them a different look, and hey, why not? Niner helmets during the 50s or 60s were silver or gray. I think it would be kind of cool. Davino Vega says, okay, not a bad look. Yeah, no, it's not a bad look at all.
No.
I think Debo can pull that one off pretty well, if you ask me. But yeah, so pretty cool stuff. But let's move on to our next topic. No, thank you. There we go. So this I talked about late in the week last week when I was on with Ryan G. Hensley. Eric Armstead said that the Texans tried to trade for him before his release and then eventual signing with the Jaguars. That the Texans were actually trying to acquire him via trade, and apparently they couldn't work out a deal, which is interesting because you essentially lost him, right? You lost Eric Armstead, and you didn't get anything for him. Now, granted, you did go out and sign players and acquire players, but you didn't get anyone else for him, though. So maybe they didn't want to. Maybe they're like, hey, just let him go, and we'll use that money towards these other players like Jordan Elliott and, trading for Malik Collins. What the fuck is this?
If there's no fine details in this article, another idea would be maybe the Texans wanted the Niners to absorb some of his salary.
We don't know exactly what the terms were in this article.
They didn't want to make that trade.
Yeah, and the article doesn't state that either. It just says, they were trying to acquire him. But it's interesting to know that, look, the Texans were even going after Eric Armstead.
Oh, no.
In their effort to take over the world.
Any ex-Niners, I'm sure they were waiting to cut them away, take addition by subtraction and just familiarity with the scheme. That's what it is. It's a seamless fit. It's easy. It's somebody you've already worked with for years prior. So
it's interesting because
they're in a position of need as well too. So obviously,
right, exactly. But at the same time, this happened before the Malik Collins trade. So even after this didn't work out, they still did a trade with them to acquire Malik Collins. So I wonder if Collins was involved in this trade with Armstead, but they wanted more if Armstead was going to be involved.
Yeah.
And so then once that fell through, they said, hey, well, we still want to make this trade for Collins. What do you want for him? Like, okay, we'll take, fucking these peanuts and those nuts. And okay, cool. And then they made the trade happen. But I'm assuming that they wanted more if Armstead was involved. They probably wanted Malik Collins and they probably wanted draft picks as well. And the Texans maybe said, hey, you know what? We can't do that.
Yeah.
It's possible.
It's totally possible.
The thing that bothers me, though, we haven't talked about this at all. Eric Armstead went on his podcast because everyone has a podcast now, and he was talking about how he felt disrespected by the Niners because they didn't offer him the money he felt like he deserved. I felt like it was a little unnecessary. I felt like it was like, dude, you've been with this team for 9 fucking years and you've been to 2 Super Bowls and yet you're going to come out and blatantly say, yeah, I felt disrespected. And that's why I didn't resign with them. It's like, why throw the shade?
Yeah, something obviously happened along the way where he either was already having these feelings, about possibly, moving on. I don't know if there's any disagreements he had with any of his teammates. If he maybe just kind of fell out of favor with the locker room, but something tells me there's a little bit more behind the story of why all of a sudden he has these feelings of resentment towards the organization, who I felt treated him we kept him over Buckner.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons for him to be, to have a different mindset than what he was obviously portraying in his podcast. But I think it's a little. It's kind of like he's feeling maybe stabbed in the back, but at the same time, I kind of feel like he's he's maybe being a little bit too. I don't know.
He's being a little sensitive.
There's way too much emotion.
Being a little bitch ass.
Yeah, I mean, I guess let's call it what it is. He's
he's probably a little bitter that he didn't get the contract he wanted from the Niners. It took him signing with the Jaguars to get the money that I think is what he feels he deserves, right?
Well, but when you look at his stats, though, he only has 1 year in which he had double-digit sacks in 2019, the year we went to the Super Bowl. And who did he have with him? He had DeForest Buckner. Once Buckner left, all of a sudden, look at this, 3.5, 6, and then hurt, and then hurt. Yeah. And then before that, he had 1, 2, 3, he had 4 years where he played every game. And before that, hurt. Didn't start every game. That's when we had fucking... And then what does he do? He goes and he signs with the Jaguars with the idiot Trent Baalke. Hey, I love to have you.
Originally drafted.
We're drafting the
exactly.
Team.
I know this guy really well.
I know him well. He played for Chip Kelly.
Yeah.
We knew
Chip Sula.
We knew Chip was a good signing. I don't know why they fired him after they fired me.
Yeah, that guy.
I think if Chip had tore his ACL, I'd have brought him over to Jacksonville, not UCLA.
Yeah, well, he did his thing with the Niners, and the NFL is all about production. If you cannot produce on a consistent basis, it doesn't matter how good of a guy you are in the locker room or with the community. Because he was an awesome guy with the community, right?
Yeah, he was definitely.
He's like a role model, for a lot of young kids out there, especially Niner fans and football fans in general.
Professional sports.
You can't undervalue that, but at the same time, you got to have production. And if you're not producing and you want a crazy amount of dough, that's where conflict happens and decisions get made and. This is where we are. So it is what it is. And this guy should know it's a business. There's nothing personal about it. It's a business.
Yeah.
All this professional shit.
And in a way, they're doing right by him. And he got the money he, I guess, felt.
Exactly. Yeah. They didn't trade him.
For him to come out and still say and have this bitter feeling towards the organization is just a little too much for me. So,
yeah.
Well, good luck to him, and he gave all he had for the organization. Again, great in the community, as you alluded to. So it is what it is.
He's a great Niner.
Good luck, bro.
He was a great Niner, exactly, and we move on. So
yes, good luck to the guy.
Yeah, no, he's a great Niner, and obviously I have no hate for him, but I just thought it was a little weird that he had to come out and say that, guys.
Exactly.
We have 24.
Why bring it? Why bring it public? Like
exactly. It was. I thought it was unnecessary. I mean, it wasn't like people were out there saying, "Oh, why did Eric Armstead leave?" It was like, look, everyone knew why you left because we probably didn't get the contract you wanted.
Valued, yeah, basically, yeah, point blank.
Yeah, whatever. There we go. Unfortunate.
Oh, nice.
I forgot to put that up.
Jerry Rice.
But I mean, I think the team got better. I really do. But guys, we have 24 watching right now. If you're watching on X, make sure that if you're watching on X, make sure that you repost the link so that more fans can know that we're out here doing our live stream. If you can, jump on over to YouTube to Joy Area Sports and smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. As we go live every Wednesday night to talk about the Bay Area sports, Giants, Warriors, Niners, and just whatever big news hits in the in the world.
My little league team, baby. My little league team.
Yeah, there you go. Little league team. Yeah.
Daniel tomorrow.
That's it. Let's go.
Cloverdale versus was it Rona Park?
Santa Rosa American.
There we go. That's breaking news right there.
Appreciate that.
And
I'm very conflicted now.
Yeah.
We're gonna have video.
Video footage.
There's gonna be highlights.
That'd be great.
Another pass ball.
We'll break down the 6 innings after the game.
Let's go to our next and last topic before we move on to our main topic. So let's go to that one right now. What the fuck? Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Okay, so the Niners signed a tight end and a running back. And the tight end is what the fuck was his name? Eric Subert. He appeared in 84 games, 16 games, and in 7 seasons with the Falcons, Bears, Jaguars, Broncos, Cowboys, and Texans.
He's a journeyman.
He's a journeyman. He has 36 career touches or catches for 292 yards and 2 touchdowns. Only 2, huh? And I think, again, what they're doing is they're signing a veteran tight end who can back up George Kittle, give them a little bit of depth at tight end. They have the other guy, Latu, I think his name is.
Yeah, this isn't necessarily your number
still
two,
got Willis.
your number 2 guy. It's exactly what you said. It's for depth. It's a veteran. Obviously, he's serviceable. He's played for multiple franchises. So, it's a typical move.
And then also to sign Patrick Taylor, both of them to 1-year contracts. Again, I think when you look at their running back core, they're just trying to add more pieces, give it more depth as well. And then when it comes to Patrick Taylor, oh, fuck. Oh, my God.
Now is a great
No, shut up.
Oh, stop it.
Here, you see the Niners are signing Green Bay Packers running back Patrick Taylor Jr., 1-year deal. And he actually played against the Niners in the playoffs as well. So, again, giving us more depth, and also not that it means it makes a huge difference, but, I mean, this is a guy that played for the Packers last year, so he might be able to give them a little bit of insight on how they run their offense.
Yeah,
and
scheme fit too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
that tight end that we signed, Eric, how you say it?
Subert?
Subert. He's a 6'5", 248, big body.
He's a big boy.
that's a big guy.
Big guy. I mean, he's not there to threaten Kittle for a whole lot of playing time. I think he's just going to be there as
You'd hope
backup.
with that size. You hope with that size he can block and.
I think that's what it is. You just want to block. But that was another topic that I was thinking about too. Is that do we think that a guy like Kyle Juszczyk? This is good. Probably going to be the last year we're going to have Kyle Juszczyk on this team because you figure.
Don't say that.
Well, you figure after this year you probably got to play Brock because you don't want Brock to hit the open market and then sign him. You're gonna have to sign him on during his last season, right? Which is next year. So you figure you may not see Kyle Juszczyk again, but at this point, do you line up Kyle Juszczyk as a blocking tight end to try to get the most out of this guy? Yeah. I mean, granted, he's not 6'4". I think he's only like 6'1", 6'2". So he's shorter, but still, I mean, being able to utilize him in different spots, like they happen, I think blocking is another one.
Yeah, you think with his pass catching ability and his ability to, break away from linebackers and in some cases some corners every now and then, just kind of that scheme where you show block first and then you take off for your route. So I think he excels in that, and you would think that you would utilize him in a tight end position. You're moving Debo out of the backfield or from the line of scrimmage to the backfield. Same with George Kittle. Christian McCaffrey as well. So you think he would be one of those cogs in the offensive scheme to do the same types of things. So I mean, I would hope that you could look into it. I mean, why not? At this point, you're very thin at the tight end position. If you don't draft well, if you don't go get another free agent, I don't see what's the harm in to look into it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, I think we had the best run game in the league last year. That is credit to the O-line as well as the fullback leading the charge.
Take the load off
yeah, exactly. And Juszczyk has great hands. I mean, that guy is such a good receiver out of the backfield. Great heads up.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that guy. He's awesome, man.
He's the Swiss Army knife. He really is. He can do multiple things. He can. I mean, he can throw the ball. He was a quarterback, I think, for Harvard. The guy can be extremely useful. It's kind of unfortunate we haven't seen him do more things in the offense.
Well, he caught passes too during the Super Bowl, and he also had a touchdown in 2019 in that Super Bowl as well.
Yeah,
he scored
exactly.
a touchdown. So
yeah.
We got a question here from Nine for Life. He says, "Do you guys think the fullback is an extinct position?"
Yes. So there's 3?
Well, it's definitely fading away. I mean, you don't hear very many.
21 personnel is scarcely used nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, they're all about single back. You know what I mean? Just one running back in the backfield and just go.
Yeah.
So,
or split backs. Yeah, split backs.
Yeah.
2 of them. Yeah. It's
Um,
unfortunate.
absolutely. So let's
More
go over
grounded.
to. We're gonna switch gears now and head on over to the land of the San Francisco Giants. And today the Giants played the Nationals, and they won 7-1. And here I'm talking about how they can't score runs.
Woo!
Yeah, the topic is that they can't score runs, and today they score 7 runs. Now,
It's
granted,
huge.
it is a getaway day, but to me, they played the Nationals like they should have played them in the first 2 games. Like this team wasn't that good, and yet they just couldn't seem to hit the ball. And that's what we're going to talk about in a minute, because that's what has me worried about this Giants team. But today they were able to hit the ball pretty well.
Yeah.
Right field
Well,
again. I mean, he went 1 for 3. He did have an RBI that was huge, but the right field position is not giving them anything.
Nothing right now.
Between Yaz and Slater, I have to look at the numbers all together, but you're not getting much, dude. Not getting much production.
I think you're not getting a whole lot of nothing out of the right field position players playing offense.
Yeah, well, and at the same time, I know people are probably calling for Luis Matos, Luciano, and all these guys, but I mean, do you really want to bring these guys up? I actually heard a report saying that Luis Matos' batting average has actually dipped the last week or so. He's coming back down to earth after getting off to a hot start in AAA. So to bring them up a little bit early, I think is premature. I know we want to see them, and I think the time will eventually come. But I think you still have to play it out with these guys. Give them at least half a month, a full month. After that, if they're still playing the way they are, and I'm speaking about the right field position specifically, Yaz and Slater, I think then you have to make a quick decision. Get younger, get faster, you want people to come to the ballpark as well too, and I know people would be more prone to go seeing something a little fresher, a little more younger. Some of these young prospects. So obviously we want to see a better production from right field, but give them a little bit extra time. But if this continues, then maybe you make the call earlier than expected.
I just can't. I mean, right now between Yaz and Austin Slater, you're looking at a combined 3 for 33.
Oh yeah, no.
That's pretty miserable.
Right now.
That's pretty atrocious.
It's bad. It's bad. I'm saying, just for the benefit of the doubt, I think it would be a little bit too soon to bring somebody up. I'm speaking about Luis Matos in general, because he would be the one to take over.
Well, he would be, but not even that though. It's like they're 3 for 33, and they have a total of 1 run scored and an RBI.
Yeah, it's 0 production, obviously.
3 runs. 3 runs scored total between the 2 of them, and 1 RBI.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, oh man. And to me, I think Yaz is done. I think I was a big fan of him. I still am. But I think his time is, if he doesn't step it up in the next week, they're going to have to make a move. Because you can't just keep sitting on that. And that's the part that bothered me the most, is that you had a guy in Cody Bellinger that you could have went after, and that would have filled in that. Imagine if we would have added Cody Bellinger to this lineup. Totally different.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And they didn't do it. I was surprised.
All of a sudden they're starting to score runs and they're starting to produce. I think they've won their last 2 series, I think.
Let me see what he's done so far this year.
I would assume he's a part of that production.
Well, you never know, though. You never know. But let's see what Cody Bellinger has done.
He's also injury prone.
So right here, Cody Bellinger, he is injury prone, but he's batting .209. He has 10 RBIs, 5 runs, 2 home runs, and 9 hits. He's already done better than both of them combined.
Oh yeah, no.
But I mean, granted, he's a superstar. He just like that. I mean, he's only batting .209. That sucks, buddy. 9 for 43.
Average,
yeah. But I mean, 2 guys can't even come close to producing what he's doing. It's crazy.
That's the thing. It's a group effort for these, finding ways to, get guys around and that timely hit, but they're all struggling with that right now. We're getting guys on base, and at times it seems like we're not, but it's that timely hit that just eludes this team. It's really, really unfortunate and weird how it happens in waves, and
I mean, it was good to see it today because today they had men on base and they were getting contact, on the ball, getting it out, dropping it in holes. So they look good today, which is really interesting. Is how come they can't keep that up, throughout a series? And I think you're lacking consistency right now with the Giants batting and just timely hitting and scoring runs. Yeah. A lot of the other facets of the team in baseball are there. It's just we really got to score some runs. Hey, DJ, what are you doing, man?
Yeah. Oh, I turned it off. Sorry.
Oh, why'd you turn it off? I was kind of digging it, man. God.
Okay, cool. I'll turn it back on then. I didn't know if it was bothering everybody.
No, I like it. It's good. Keeps it lively. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, they got to get some runs. They got to score runs for these pitchers because our pitching staff is not pitching that bad. Yeah. I mean, Hicks today had a real nice game. Got into some trouble in the fourth inning, but got out of it with a beautiful double play he started. So I think the pitching is there. So it's like
no, you're exactly right. On the flip side, if you're talking about the pitching, combine 15 innings pitched, 12 hits, 7 earned runs, 4 batters walked, 15 Ks, only 2 home runs given up. That's a pretty good series for a starting rotation in my book. You got to be a little bit more creative on the base pass. You got to maybe you do make the call. Maybe you do bring up this youth. We need speed on the bases. Tyler Fitzgerald's not going to be able to carry this team on the base paths the whole season.
He's on the bench half the time.
That's what I'm saying. And that's all your speed you have. So
you have Jung Ho Lee who didn't play today, but I mean he's your main base stealing threat and on base guy.
Yeah, but even then he's still trying to find his way in this league and stuff. So the only base stealer you have immediately as of right now in my mind is Fitzgerald. And so you got to maybe find a way to get him in the lineup a little bit more to put some speed.
I mean, look, Chapman went 2 for 4, and he was trying to steal bases as well. He got gunned down, unfortunately.
I thought he stole second. Did he steal second?
No, he did, and he tried later on, and they got him. Soler, he went 0 for 4, but again, you're talking about Chapman, Soler. These are high average guys.
This team lacks speed, and it's lacked speed for years. It's really unfortunate, and I don't know. Back in the World Series times, we weren't even really a stealing team as well too. So if you're not able to manufacture runs and you're not able to get that timely hit, the only way you can put pressure on the defense is by stealing. So they got to find a way to put a little bit more speed on the base paths, in my opinion. Got to get creative.
And I think today you saw them attempting to steal bases, right?
I
think they stole 3 bases.
Bob Melvin had them running around like crazy.
And that's what you want to see. Base. Fuck it if you get thrown out. Just go for it.
They were the only team without a stolen base before today, which says something.
Yeah, okay. Well, that does say something.
Nationals have 21 stolen bases already.
Yeah, and I think some of that is not the player, but it's the manager, allowing them to go ahead and steal those bases and kind of just play how they want to play.
Aggressive with your
just be more aggressive. Just be more aggressive, man.
I agree. But the other thing that's hurting them too is the bottom of the lineup. I mean, Nick Ahmed today went 3 for 3 with fucking 2 RBIs and 3 runs. He killed it today, but I mean, he's not really known for his bat. Estrada is batting 160. He had the game winner a few nights ago, but I mean, hasn't done much with the bat. Tom Murphy, he's below the Mendoza line right now, and he needs to figure that out. But he's the backup. Again, Slater not doing shit. When you go to the previous game, right, a game that they probably should have won. Again, Yastrzemski went 2 for 3. It's probably his best game of the year. Bailey pinch hit, or he went 1 for 1. He got 2 walks. Sorry, so he was in the game. He's batting 296, but I think he's doing all right. But I think he could do better. Conforto, the guy's been on fire, but of course, in the previous game, when we needed him to actually win us a game, he went 0 for 5. It's like, fuck, dude, come on.
Yeah, that's how baseball goes sometimes.
I'm sure this was one thing that a lot of people in the back of their mind feared the Giants lineup. You need guys to be able to produce at the bottom of the lineup, like you said. If guys like Flores, Lamont Wade, especially guys like Yaz, Estrada. If these guys aren't producing, that I think that's a lot to ask of Chapman, Soler,
But
Jung
but
Lee.
look at Kyle Harrison. Kyle Harrison went 6 innings, gave a 3-earned run, struck out 8. He had a good outing.
Oh, he had a great
And
outing.
you're wasting good outings by your rotation. And these guys, for what it's worth, we want to think that they're going to be able to last and they're going to be, at top level at the end of the season. But it's a long season. These guys have to get run support. If we're going to be trying to squeak out these 2-1, 4-3 games, 5-2, whatever the case may be, we hadn't scored more than 5 runs the last 10 games until today. We have to figure something out, and we can't run the season like this.
But not only that, we have our big signing. Blake Snell went out there, and the guy got lit up. Granted, this is his first start. He didn't have a spring training.
He only gave up 3 runs. I'm sorry.
And he only went 3 innings, too.
But you have to be able to score more than 3 runs. You have to be able to produce. Your offense, in this day and age, teams like the Dodgers, you have to be able to score runs to keep up with them. You can't score runs, you're not gonna survive.
Well, but not only that, but the bullpen completely imploded. Everyone gave up runs, and I'm sorry,
it's a trickle down effect. It is, especially with this Giants team. Feels like it always is. If one thing's going right, something else is going wrong.
Yeah,
the bullpen's going great. Our starting rotation can't last more than 4 innings. Our rotation's doing great. Our bullpen gives up the lead. We're pitching really well. Our offense can't support the offense. It's a constant cycle. I just see it season after season. So I'm hoping, obviously, we can catch our stride.
Right.
We lead the league in hard hit balls. We're pretty much at the top in home runs, even though we didn't hit a damn home run in this whole series. So I'm hoping stuff starts to fall their way. I'm hoping they're able to start hitting into holes. I'm hoping that it's not at somebody every time they hit the ball hard. So I'm hoping stuff starts to fall their way. But if they start getting even further behind the 8 ball, it's gonna be tough in the NL West.
I think Snell's going to bounce back. I didn't.
Oh, for sure.
I didn't foresee this outing to be like stellar, but I mean, he only lasted 3 innings, and not only that, but where is it? Pitches and strike. He threw 72 pitches through 3 innings. I mean, he wasn't very accurate as well, but he still managed to get 5 strikeouts, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But
that's what I'm saying. So it wasn't the best start. It's not the glamorous start we all thought it was going to be. But you only give up 3 runs, and then the bullpen comes in. They continue to give up runs. It's something has to be a stopping point, and you hope that the rotation can. I mean, Jordan Hicks is a great focal point in this early season. He seems to be the stopper at this time. Logan Webb's the workhorse at the top of the rotation. Blake Snell will find his way. We'll get Cobb back. We'll get Robbie Ray back. I'm hoping they're for brighter days, but the offense has to produce. They have to get off of this struggle that they're in, and you hope maybe a change of scenery going on the road can get them refocused and get them back on track.
Yeah, and in general, sorry, Andre, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
In general, like a lot of these players that we have right now, like Ahmed, he has 41 career stolen bases. Chapman has 11. Conforto has 22.
They're not base stealers.
They're not base stealers, so they don't got wheels, and that's why you got to get runners in scoring position, which will help generate runs. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you got someone on third, you hit a deep fly ball. It's
timely hit. It's the timely hit that we're lacking.
Right. So it's now time to try to be aggressive, I think, with your base running to help generate scoring runs.
Yes, just give it a little nudge in the right direction. I'm not going to go crazy and be stupid on the base pass, but you gotta create a spark. Have somebody steal that, maybe a custom that the team isn't expecting. You can surprise teams. You can be creative. You can catch them off guard. Do something. Spark the team. I know. I know it's still early. I know Bob Melvin's still trying to get accustomed to his team. So I'm assuming there will be adjustments made. It's still a young season, but the offense is just a little bit frustrating at times, and I think, like I said, I think it's a matter of hoping that the ball starts to bounce in their favor, and we'll see what happens. But we have a great starting rotation. I think they can carry the load, but I think in order to make it to the end of the season, they have to get their run support.
Yeah, I think so. Well, not only run support, but for me, one of the things that I see that they're sort of lacking in is having a legitimate setup man. The Rogers brothers right now have been really hit or miss.
Yeah,
I think Ryan Walker has done really well out of the bullpen. I like Ryan Walker a lot, but we don't have that lockdown setup man to get to Doval. You know, in years past, we always had that one guy that was in there that could shut it down, like a Sam Dyson, you know what I mean? Or, you know, somebody that we had to lead right into the next guy. And so far, I haven't seen anyone out of the bullpen who has consistently shown, like, give me the ball in the eighth inning, and I can do that.
It's funny you say that. I think we do have him. He's just in the starting rotation.
But here's the thing, though, is that if Jordan Hicks continues to pitch the way he's pitching, I don't know.
No. I'm just saying maybe down the road you get Cobb back, you get Robbie Ray.
And I agree with you, but my concern is that
some long relief.
If you get Robbie Ray back and Alex Cobb, I mean, at what point do you say, okay, well, somebody has to go?
Yeah, who's the weakest link? Exactly.
If Jordan Hicks is pitching it the way he is now, I don't see them moving him out of the rotation. Like, how can we move him out? This guy's been hella good.
No. I'm not saying that.
But that's going to be a conundrum when they get to that point. So obviously, you could take Keaton Wynn and put him in the bullpen or put him wherever for one of those two guys.
Or maybe one of those guys, and maybe he becomes that guy, Keaton Wynn. Absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe, but my point is that Alex Cobb or Robbie Ray. I mean, granted, look, when we get to that point in the season, we might be having injuries as it is, so they might just slot right in. Who knows? But as of right now, to me, it'll be tough to see Jordan Hicks go to the bullpen based on the way he's pitching now. Guys, we have 28 people watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. And if you're watching on X, make sure that you repost this link and that you follow me on X because we go live every Wednesday night, and I'll be going live again tomorrow morning at 10:30 or at 10 a.m. Pacific time, talking about Niners football with
4-7. It doesn't stop for this man.
I know. I'm tired. Getting worn out. We'll be going live. I'll be live with Johnny Dale's Football Academy. Johnny Dale will be on the show. And we're going to talk about the 49ers and kind of break down what went wrong in the Super Bowl and what they need in the upcoming draft. Also break down kind of, all their acquisitions as well.
Good stuff.
Absolutely.
But the Giants, look, again, I mean, this has always been a team that's always struggled to score runs. And it could be, the ballpark. It could be that the location, it's cold. The ball doesn't travel very, very well. But obviously, what was it, in 2019 or 2020? No, 2022 when they hit like a bajillion home runs. Yeah. It's possible for this team to do that. So we'll see if they can kind of capture that fire all over again. But I still think this team will remain competitive. They just have to start scoring. And really, this team is going to be led by its pitching and defense. That's what the pitching and defense is what's going to keep them in games, and they're going to have to heavily lean on these guys. But when you look at the rotation now, on Friday, you got Keaton Wynn going up against the Rays. And then right after Keaton Wynn, you have Logan Webb and Blake Snell. And then after that,
they're going to need them because that's going to be a tough series going against the Rays.
Well, but gone is that last pitching spot, the fifth spot where you didn't know who it was going to be, or it was like a Dalton Jeffries. You got absolutely hammered.
Yikes.
So now you have, look, after Keaton Wynn, it goes right back to Logan Webb and then Blake Snell. Like that's really good. Yeah. And then going out of that series, you take on the Miami Marlins, and the Marlins are going to see Kyle Harrison, Jordan Hicks, and Keaton Wynn. So again,
it's one win, 2 wins.
Now they are 2-12.
Yeah.
So they suck.
You hope you can get back.
Yeah, that should be opportunity there for the Giants
to get a little
catch up a little bit, get some confidence on the road.
Take advantage of that.
We're talking about Giants scoring runs. If you take a step back and take a look at that Dodgers series, we lost 2 games by 1 run each game, 5-4, 5-4. We lost to the Padres in the first game of the series, 3-2. Last game of the series, we won 3-2. So we're right there. It's gonna need some fine tuning to get over that hump, but you can see we're not getting blown out every game, so they're close games. But we definitely need to score some more runs.
I mean, what this shows me right now is you have to take advantage of that Marlins series because you have Tampa Bay and then you have Arizona for 4 games right after that. We know how tough Arizona is. Then you have the Mets and the Pirates Pirates are playing good baseball right now. So
yeah, the return of Joey Bart.
Figuring out to right the ship.
The return of Joey Bart.
He's gonna take Bart to the game.
He's gonna fucking haunt us in that
series. Be a lot more
watch.
behind the 8 ball quicker than we realize. So they need to figure out this offense.
Pittsburgh is
all right.
9-3 right now.
You have a nice night too, Niner for life. Good to see you, buddy. So yeah, we got the Diamondbacks, the Mets, the Pirates. Mets and Pirates are 2 series that I think we can win those series, and then you got the Boston Red Sox as you go into the month of May. You got the Red Sox, the Phillies, Jesus Christ, and then the Rockies who suck ass, and then the Reds who are really good, the Dodgers who are good, the Rockies who suck, and then you start all over again. So, and then we even have the Yankees.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, that's going to be great.
At Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they're coming this way. That's going to be cool.
Which is great. But still, I want to see the bullpen become a little more stable. They've had games where they've done really well. Then they've had games where they just given up the game. And like you were saying, there's a case where, in some games, like the hitting is there, but the bullpen's not there. Or the pitching is there and the hitting is not there. So it's like
you just want to see them put a full game together.
Exactly. They got to pull everything together and start winning these games because, look, we're in a division here where if you don't pull it together by the end of this month, the season could be over.
That's all I'm trying to say is there has to be a sense of urgency. And I know Melvin is looking down the road, checking out the schedule and knowing that he has to get this offense in a groove before it's too late. I mean, it's a long season. We all know that, but in this division, you're not gonna stand a chance with teams like the Padres, the Diamondbacks, and obviously the Dodgers. So it needs to be a sense of urgency needs to be now.
And you look at the overall National League West standings, the Dodgers 10-5. I mean, they're not actually running away with this right now, which is still early. I mean, we're only 12 games in. The Padres are 7-8. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Diamondbacks are 6-7. It'd be one thing if the D-bags were also like 10-5 or 9-4. You're like, oh shit, it's becoming a 2-team race. But no, they're 500. They're below 500.
Yeah, there's a lot of middle of the pack teams, and we'll see how this season rolls out. But you gotta be competitive in the NL West. You gotta be competitive in your division.
At the
you gotta
Pirates.
Pirates. Like I said, they're 9-3.
Playing good ball, man.
9-3.
Playing good ball.
Let's see what he did. I know he had a home run today.
Joey Bart,
Oh, you're gonna bring up Joey Bart. Here we go.
I want to see what he did. I haven't seen it.
Bring it up. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's see how.
I'll go into the 40-man roster and find this fucker. Where is he? Am I in pitching? Is that why? No.
Pitching,
maybe they sent him down. Oh, that's why.
Oh, scroll down. There we go. Catcher.
Joey Bart. There he is.
There he is.
He's just like, what the fuck are you looking at?
Hop on the
Bart. He only played that one. He played the one game, or he's 3 for 8 with a home run and 4 RBIs, batting .375. That's
just tearing up the league right now.
Yeah, but see, I wouldn't want Joey Bart playing over Patrick Bailey.
There we go. So his first game, he went 2 for 6 with a home run, 2 RBIs. The next game, he went 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. So hey,
that's
good for him.
That's great. Yeah, he's getting a chance to play, and that's what he needed.
Change of scenery.
Well, it's crazy too because I mean, I guess they looked at it and said, "Hey, look, if we're going to keep this guy, he needs to play every day. He can't sit behind Patrick Bailey, have a 2-catcher look." I don't know. I thought he could be a guy that can DH for us. That could play possibly first base.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was his number 2 pick in the draft, and we just let him go. Like, fuck it.
That's the way it goes, man.
They're like, fuck it, we gotta let him go. We gotta get Dalton Jeffries up here. We gotta get Dalton Jeffries up here to get lit up. And that was my thing too. I was like, dude, you did all those moves, or you did that move to get Dalton Jeffries up here to get lit.
Yeah.
You're telling me
he got destroyed.
A guy in the bullpen couldn't have done that? Like you couldn't have started Ryan Walker, have him go 4 innings?
That was all bad.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is going on? It was almost like they're like, hey, let's just get rid of him. Fuck it. Let's just turn the Band-Aid off.
They probably figured he wasn't in the long-term plans to begin with. They saw an opportunity, let him go, and that's just how it goes. And
yikes!
Fucking more power to him. I would love to see some more out of Jung Ho Lee. Coming up in the next few series.
Yeah,
good time in there. I think we're gonna need this guy to. He's only 25 years old, so.
But here's the thing: is that all of our scoring so far, as a team, has been centered around Jung Ho Lee, Jorge Soler, Matt Chapman, and Conforto. I mean, those have been the main guys that I've been seeing crossing home plate.
Yeah.
So, and early on, I loved seeing the fact that, I love seeing Soler and Chapman and Lee always, scoring runs. Like, hey, these are the guys that are making the difference, and they should. I still believe that Jung Ho Lee is going to have a really good year. I mean, granted, look, he's got 12 hits in 47 at bats, batting .255, 1 home run, 4 RBIs. He scored 4 runs, no stolen bases. I know he tried to steal a base the other day and he got thrown out. But I think that this is a guy that you give him time, and I think he's only going to produce.
Get more acclimated. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it'd be good to, as this season progresses and moving into future seasons, let's see the Giants get a little bit younger, fresher legs out there. Right now, if you kind of look at who's out there in the infield, it's kind of an old lineup. It's a bunch of veterans that have been playing for a minute, that have that veteran leadership, should know, how to kind of coach some of these youngsters along. But, we haven't seen a youth infusion really that has worked, for the Giants a whole lot. So I think just long term, you want to see a little bit more of that. And I think that kind of goes back to Farha and how he's kind of signing these guys and, the farm system going. I'm not totally impressed with how he's doing it and how and the production that's come from that. But, I'm not in charge of anything. So I'm just a dedicated fan. But it'll be interesting to kind of see how this thing goes this year. So.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at his splits, right? So in the last 3 games, Jung Ho Lee, he's gone 1 for 4, 2 for 3, and 2 for 5. So he's getting hits.
Yeah.
His last 7 games, he's batting .214, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 6 hits at 28 at bats. Look at that. That's a little rough.
Hey, and for me personally, it'd be one thing if these guys were not making contact and striking out at an alarming rate. They're making contact. They're making hard contact. Like I said, they're leading the lead in hard hits or hard contact percentage. And it's just right at somebody most of the time.
Exactly.
Or on the ground right to somebody. So eventually you hope that stuff will start to, fall into place. They'll start finding the holes and they'll get guys on base, and we'll start seeing this offense move like we did for the first few games of the series where we thought they were off to a very fast start, and I feel like that was a glimpse of what the possibilities this offense can be this year.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
We're also waiting for that.
And it was good that you brought up the current standings, Andre, because you got a chance to kind of take a look at that, and it kind of put things into let's not freak out right now.
No, it's still too early to freak out.
It's still too early, and if you're looking at the standings right now, boy, these wins and losses with the other teams in the NL West, particularly the D-bags and the Padres. I mean, we're not that far out of it.
The thing is that you can fall behind very quickly, and to this point, we don't know. Are we better on the road right now? Are we better at home? We didn't really have a great homestand. So I know last year the Giants were actually pretty decent on the road. decent at home. We'll see what that brings this season, but I just think that the urgency you do have to be a little bit urgent early on, because you're just struggling to score runs. You're struggling. The offense is reeling. You're trying to find your spark. I think you need to make sure that you don't get too far behind the eight ball before it's too late. So
yeah,
that's all I'm saying. I know it's early. It's a long season. Yeah. We all know that we can catch fire, midway through the season, go on a run. Who knows? But I think just with the firepower that the NL West has, it's just going to be very difficult. You hope for a wild card. That's just being realistic.
But not only that, but you got when you look at what the National League West did in terms of like acquisitions in total, right? Obviously, the Dodgers got Shohei Ohtani. They signed Yamamoto.
Yes.
The Padres they acquired Dylan Cease, who I want to say was the runner-up to the AL Cy Young Award.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you got
they were able to keep pretty much most of their offense, their lineup.
Right. But I mean, like, they lost Blake Snell, but then they went and got Dylan Cease and they brought him into their rotation, right? So now you have I want to say he was a runner-up to the AL Cy Young.
Yeah.
So he's the runner-up. Now he's in the NL West, right? The National League Cy Young Award winner, Blake Snell, he's on the Giants in the NL West. The runner-up, Logan Webb, in the NL West. So the NL West kept getting better. The Diamondbacks, they acquired Jordan Montgomery, a pitcher that was hot for the Rangers and helped them win a World Series.
Yeah.
So everybody upped their game because of what the Dodgers are doing. So the NL West is these teams are stacked. And even with the depleted bullpen that the Padres have, you still have Manny Machado. You still have Jake Cronenworth. You still got all these
Hassan Kim. Yeah, you have
Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
you got good hitters.
I want to say Machado
lineup.
is not hitting very well this year. That guy is still having elbow issues. And he says he's like 100%. It doesn't affect his batting, but boy, his stats don't look very good right now.
No, they don't.
They don't. So.
And then over, in the Diamondback land, they have a lot of young guys, a lot of young hitters, and also they have Corbin Carroll, who's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
good luck keeping him off the bases.
He's starting to hit better as well since the beginning of the season. And just kind of circle back to the record a little bit. Giants are 3-3 at home, and 2-5 on the road. So doesn't really say a whole lot. We obviously have a better record at home, not by a significant margin. So this road trip is going to be. I think it's good timing. Let's just see what these guys can do on the road.
I'm trying to see the other teams that are 5-8 or close to it. I mean, everyone's middle of the pack. It's still too early to really say.
Yeah, they're going to start seeing these middle of the pack teams. It's not going to always be Padres, Dodgers. So they're going to have opportunities to string some wins together.
All I gotta say is this: as long as we have a better record than the Oakland A's or just the Athletics, I'll be happy with that.
The Triple A's,
happy with that.
The Triple A's, that's it.
The Triple A's, dude. That's what they do. Okay, so let's switch gears now and go over to and talk about the Golden State Warriors. I know, Dre, you're a big Warriors fan, so I wanted to get to this as soon as possible.
Dub Nation, baby.
Dub Nation.
He's not a Warrior hater, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's good. So the Warriors have won 7 straight. No, they broke that, didn't they?
They're 9,
yeah, they did right here. They had won 6 in a row, and they lost.
Yeah, they're like 9 out of the last 11 games,
and they barely lost that game too.
Yeah,
they whooped ass on the Utah Jazz, and they whooped ass on the Lakers, who didn't have Anthony Davis, and LeBron was sick.
No, LeBron played.
No, but he was sick.
I don't give a shit.
He's still hella good.
And then I believe Anthony Davis couldn't play because he got hit in the face like 2 nights ago. That guy's the biggest softy.
Somebody gouged his eye. Somebody gouged his eye.
Oh, bullshit.
Now he's being tested for concussion.
Yeah, this guy. I swear, man. The Warriors, they're 16-9 since the All-Star break. They share a very similar record to the Lakers. who I believe are 15-9 since the All-Star break.
Yeah.
So these two teams are definitely battling it out right now to get into the playoffs, and it'd be great to see the Kings continue to slide. And
well, let's talk about that.
see
So
if
that
these
was one of the
Warriors can
things.
move up a little bit.
Let me see. I thought I had it in here.
Because the Warriors are playing great right now, and I love what Steve Kerr is doing. You know, there was that part in the season where Kuminga was voicing, you know, his opinion, you know, displeasure with not enough playing time. Well, you got the playing time, right? You played really good. Clay went to the bench and is playing like the sixth man of the year guy.
He scored 27 the other night.
Dude, this guy is balling right now.
He's playing like old Klay Thompson. Like
he is.
He's playing hella good.
It's great. Yeah. And then you got Kuminga, who missed, I think, 8 games because of that knee tendonitis. And that's when you saw Davis come up, and now he's starting.
Yeah. No, they're kind of interchangeable. But I think you're right. I think Klay has found his happy place as you know, coming off the bench. I think he was pressing when he was in that starting role, you know, coming off the injury. You know, there was a lot of talk early in the season about his contract and is he going to be a Warrior for the rest of the season? Will he be traded? Is he going to be traded next year? So I think there was a lot of just him pressing and just being not in a good place with where he was or how he was seen on the team. Now you've kind of have found your stride. Like you said, you slide coming into the starting role. You have Klay coming off the bench, and now there's this weight off of his shoulders where he can just he's happy where he is, and he can play freely. And I think you're seeing the results.
Hey, there she is. Yeah, and
I think moving forward, he's going to be the X factor for the Warriors.
Well, he should be.
He's going to run. If he's playing like the Splash Brother we've known and we've seen in the past, the Warriors are going to be a difficult out.
Yeah, and he's talked about, I believe, to the media about even signing a contract with the Warriors where he doesn't have to start or he can take less money. And it's good. That's what you want to hear. It's okay.
Like you see,
right, but it all depends on his productivity. If he continues to play the way he's been playing right now, and he's putting up, you know, over 20 points a game, and he's gone. If we win a championship or we go deep and he has a very successful postseason, I think he's gone. He'll go somewhere else. Someone will say, hey, you know what? Fuck it. I'll give him a contract. I need help.
Yeah, you can start for me.
I think that's it too. That argument, you know, definitely is a good point too.
Because if you lose him, you're like, well, okay. So if Klay leaves, then we'll start Kuminga. You know what I mean? It's not like him leaving. You're like, oh shit. Now what do we do? No, you have a response to that.
Yeah. Yeah, you already kind of set it up.
You found that out. Yeah, you found that out.
But he's playing so freaking good right now, man. I love seeing Klay play this way. And a little bit back to Trace Jackson Davis. This kid is a really polished rookie. You know, he brings the above the rim factor, you know, to the game. And that's what you really need for the Warriors. Like, you know, I think I said this before, but he's probably like the guy we thought Wiseman was going to be. You know, someone that can protect the rim, someone that you can alley-oop to. And the kid can dribble, pass. He has a real soft touch around the hoop. I mean, the sky's the limit with this guy.
Great skill set. And that's something that the Warriors have kind of always been lacking. When especially, you know, when Draymond gets into trouble and he's not there on the court, who's going to be rebounding? You know, I think that he definitely brings a presence inside the key, and he takes a lot of that responsibility off of guys like Draymond. So I think you're right on. He's definitely been a great focal point and a rookie that's definitely has stood out this season.
Yeah, he steps up in big games.
Well, so this is where he steps up too. I mean, you look at pre-All-Star and post-All-Star, right? You look at pre-All-Star, he was averaging 6.4 points a game. Now he's averaging 10 points a game.
Yeah, that's great.
And minutes-wise, he was averaging 12.9. Now he's averaging 21.9.
Yeah, you see the improvements.
Where is it? Rebounds went from 4 to almost 7. Blocks went from almost 1 to almost 2.
Wow.
So he's contributing in multiple ways on the court. assists went from 1 to almost 2, 1.5.
And but look at his playing time. He went from 13 minutes to 22 minutes a game.
Yeah.
That's huge. And what you like to see is more playing time, more production, right?
Yeah.
You get guys that get out there and get some more playing time, and it's just the same shit. But this kid is really showing you what kind of potential he has. And in general, the rookie class for the Warriors, it has been a win this season.
Absolutely.
So
Pajemski,
Jackson
Davis,
9 points a game, 5, almost 8 rebounds, almost 4 assists, and I think he leads the league in charges. Taking a charge.
Yeah. Well, he does. He leads the league in taking charges, but also on top of that, I think what you found in Brandon Pajemski is that next year you're not going to have what's his face, Chris Paul. He's gone after this year. Mm-hmm. So I think that when it comes to finding your backup point guard, to me, I would give it to him.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, he's your backup point guard.
Especially a full season with Chris Paul and Steph Curry and Draymond, because I mean Draymond's another point forward. That guy can do anything with the ball too. Yeah. It's just going to make that second team that much more efficient, and you can rely on those guys, which they've shown. This second half of the season, what they can do together to help the lead, keep the lead going, help maintain it. Don't let the teams get too far out of reach. I'm really just blown away about what this team has done in the second half.
I'm trying to see his plus minuses, but I know that with Jackson Davis, that has been a big thing for him as well. Here it is right here. This is is this the game last night? Yeah. So on the Warriors against the Lakers, I'm just going to read it off real quick. Kuminga was a plus 10. Jackson Davis, he was a -1, which is kind of weird. Is this for the season or is this for the game? I can't tell. Yeah, it's for the game. But overall, though, he's been a huge impact defensively and offensively for this team. And he's more athletic than a lot of these players are. I mean, when you look at against the Houston Rockets, he was a plus 20 against the Houston Rockets. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but when the Warriors always go on these runs, at any given point during the season, I feel like it starts on the defensive side. When they start playing that Warrior defense that we've all been accustomed to, especially during their championship days, their offense feeds on that. The transition offense is clutch for them, and then the spot up shooting, you create a little bit of space, and you guys can. I mean, the Warriors can pretty much run with any team still.
Well, and you look at this guy too.
They still have that run and gun mentality.
They do. They can get up and down the court really easily.
But it starts on the defensive side, the lockdown defense, creating turnovers, easy buckets, and then that feeds the offense, and then you start knocking down shots when you get into the rhythm.
And you can't forget where that defense really starts is with Draymond Green, man. That guy, he's such a fucking loudmouth on the court, and I'm sure the other team hates him. The refs probably hate him.
But this
any non-Warrior fan hates him. But I'll tell you what, man, this guy is a defensive stud. And now he's found a touch from 3-point range this season.
Yeah, he hit 5. Exactly. He was 5 for 5 at one point.
What am I saying? It starts on the defensive side, and that translates to their offensive. Let's call it confidence, the focus, the attention to detail, and then they pretty much become unconscious. We saw that last night against the Lakers. But you're exactly right. You have your enforcer on defense. The youth they're bringing in is also helping on the defensive side. It's taking the load off of the veterans. They're finding their form at the right time. And during this run, they've held teams besides this last game against the Lakers and the one they lost to the Mavericks, they've held these teams under 100 points, 105 points.
Yeah.
They're playing great defense.
Yeah, they're playing great ball.
Well, and not only that, though, but Andrew Wiggins has really stepped up his game as well.
There you go. There's another.
In the past, few games here, you're looking at against the Lakers, he was a +10 when on the court. Against Houston, a +22. Against Dallas in the game they lost. Oh, they won that game. He was a +3. And then against Charlotte, he was a +9. So, like, he's been contributing in a lot of different ways, and his defense has been there as well. And you saw that again. He was defending LeBron James, and look, LeBron's going to be LeBron, but you're still putting a guy on him who's athletic, who has a huge wingspan, and who makes you have to work for every bucket,
exactly.
And so that's huge.
Yeah.
So he's been a big contributor in my book. I think Wiggins has been playing out of his mind.
Well, that's the Wiggins you want to see, and that's the Wiggins that we saw a couple seasons ago. And he's been disappearing all year long. He went on that leave where he had to deal with personal issues again, and I think now he's starting to get back in the rhythm, and you're starting to see that. And real quick, back to Draymond Green. This guy is shooting almost 40% in three-pointers this season.
Yeah, no, he's shooting the best of his career.
I mean, he is the best of his career. I mean,
no, exactly.
This
is something that has gone unnoticed and under the radar this year.
That's going to really help out.
If he can continue that, they're going to be at a very tough out.
Again, you look at the past, what is this, 5 games, right? He was a -4 against Dallas, +26 against Houston. That was a game where we basically eliminated them. A +6 against Utah, and a +11 when on the court against the LA Lakers. So he's been playing really well. The Lakers, he was 5 for 7 and 3. He shot 71.4%. He had 6 rebounds, 10 assists, and he had 15 points.
Yeah, there's not very many forwards out there that give you that many
with
assists.
a block.
Yeah, you're not gonna lose many games when you're shooting 65% from 3
The
points.
past 5 games, he's had a block in every single game. One.
And look at that. He only had 2 personal fouls against the Lakers, 1 against Utah. So that's the trend you want to see. Don't make that guy pissed off.
Yeah.
He's a T waiting to happen.
But I mean, you look at his 3-point attempts in the past 5 games. Yeah, he had a good game there against the Lakers. He 1 for 2 against Utah, and 0 for 2, 0 for 1, 0 for 1. So he's not a guy who's always going to look for his shot, but if you leave him open outside the 3-point range,
and if he's feeling it, go for it, bro.
The other guy too to look at is Klay Thompson. I mean, Klay Thompson has been playing out of his mind. Last 5 games, +11, +10, +5. And +20 against Houston. They really kicked the shit out of Houston.
That's what I'm saying. You got the core 4: Wiggins, Clay, Draymond, and Steph. You add the youth and Pajemski, Trace, and Kuminga, and that's a great core right there. That's definitely formidable for this playoff run. So they're looking to make some noise. Like I said, they feel disrespected. They feel like they're being counted out as one of the playing teams. So, you got to look out for the Warriors.
Well, the craziest thing about Jonathan Kuminga, I mean, throughout all, 16 points a game was amazing. He's only 21 years old.
Yeah, I mean,
it's fucking crazy how young this guy is.
Yeah. No, it's great.
And then
he never played college ball. I think he went straight to the G League.
He might have.
I think
you know what? Right, I think you're right about that.
He was drafted out of the G League.
Yeah, last attended NBA G League, the Ignite.
The Ignite.
So again, this is a guy that he's come back from injury as of late. And, he came back 11 points and then 14 points, 18 points. Then he was out and he came back and 21 points. He scored 8 against the Lakers. He didn't have to score that many points to begin with. But against Utah, we didn't have Steph Curry. We didn't have Wiggins. And yet he came in and he scored 21 points. Mm-hmm. And he's been able to drive the ball with efficiency and with authority. And he's a huge presence inside him and Pajemski as well. Pajemski leads. He's like one of the leading guards when it comes to rebounds. It's incredible what he's done.
He can find the ball. Yeah,
the team in general, the Warriors, was in the top 2 or 3 in rebounding as a team.
Yeah,
I mean, they don't have a ton of height, but boy, do they go after the ball. And don't forget, give credit to Steve Kerr, okay? Because this guy just signed an extension with the Warriors.
Yeah.
to be their head coach for many more years. And he has tinkered with the lineup here and there to get the right fix. And he has players playing for him right now. Because if you're not playing, if you don't like your coach, you don't trust him, and you're just playing by yourself. But you got to be able to appreciate what this guy has done with his team, with these youngsters.
He's 21 as well.
And the problems that we've had this season with Draymond getting suspended and fighting and
the adversity this season.
Yeah, getting all stupid.
Together.
This guy has been fucking incredible, dude. But Jemski has been incredible. I mean, he broke the starting lineup at one point, and he starts a lot of these games. But like, he was a starter for a long while before Klay Thompson started going crazy again. He was starting. Yeah. Him along with Kuminga. Yeah. And he's only 21 years old. He's 6'4". And look at this. Rebounds per game. He's averaging almost 6 rebounds a game.
Yeah, dang. At a guard.
There's some forwards that can't get that many rebounds a game. Yeah. It's nuts.
Yeah.
And again, you look at his plus minus. Plus 17, plus 17, plus 4. You know what I mean? Like, when the guy is cooking, he's cooking, and they've been really good. Now, when we look at the overall standings, though, okay? So, I mean, that's going to depict a lot. Where is it? Here it is. So when you look at the standings, right? Obviously, here we can scroll up because those teams are done; they're eliminated. There we go. So we're looking at these 10 teams right here. You look at the Warriors and say, okay, well they're the 10 seeds, so they can't be that good. But when we look at the stats, they have 44 wins, and the next team, look at this, the Pelicans has 47 wins.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's a 3-game difference. That's how close these teams are.
Yeah.
And then Dallas, we just beat them the other day, and we almost beat them again.
No, you can't sleep on 10 through 7 at all. Any of those.
Where it gets really tough,
exactly,
I think, is when you get to Minnesota, the Thunder, and the Nuggets.
Yeah. No, that's...
I still think the Warriors can beat Oklahoma City. I think they could beat the Clippers. I think they could beat anybody else. The 2 teams that give them the hardest time is going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets. So, with that being said,
everybody fits.
All right. With that being said, where do they fit in, and how deep do you think they can go in terms of their playoff run? Daniel, we'll start with you.
Well, I think they're going to win the opening round in whatever spot they end up landing.
Right now, it'd be against the Lakers.
Yeah, it would be against is it the Lakers or is it against the Suns?
No, the Suns. It'd be the Suns.
Oh, so they play the Suns. Imagine that.
Yeah, it'd be
they're going against Kevin Durant and the Suns, and we knocked them out.
Yeah. It just depends on where at the end of the season where they're at.
Right. Yeah.
Well, do they
I think they're going to
sneak into the 7, and then the Lakers drop to 10, and then do they play the Lakers?
Well, that's the thing. Sacramento, they don't have Malik Monk. He's out. He won't be back. Like, even if he does come back, it won't be until the second round or the Western Conference Finals if they make it that far. So he's out. Yeah. They also lost what's his name? Red Velvet, the white guy. He's out. So that's why this team hasn't been all that great lately. The past 10 games, they're 5-5.
Yeah, they're struggling.
Warriors 8-2. Lakers are 7-3 because LeBron knows, hey, we got to step it up. Phoenix is Phoenix. The Pelicans 5-5. Yeah, but they've won 2 in a row, so good for them. But at the same time, though, it's like there's a good chance that if Sacramento loses their next, there's only 3 games left. If they lose 2 out of those 3 games and we win 3 games in a row, we can move up to number 8. Like that, 7 like that. You know what I mean? It's incredible.
We got the Blazers coming up next, right? Yeah. And then we got the Pelicans, which is going to be a really important game.
Is that at home or away?
That is going to be at home.
And we'll take on fucking Zion's fat ass.
Right, and then you got the Jazz to finish off the year. So you can see the Warriors going 3-0 to finish off the regular season. And kind of judging by that and looking at the standings, you can see the Warriors maybe even jumping up to the 6th seed. Who knows how that kind of plays out? But in regards to like depth into the postseason, it really depends on how this thing kind of shapes out. But the way the Warriors are playing, they can play against any team right now in the West. They're going to have difficulties, Andre, like you said, with the Nuggets. Even Oklahoma, they got a lot of length, but they can play with anyone right now. And if you give them a 5-game series, 7-game series, they're going to give anyone a hard time. So I really can't give you a prediction on how far they're going to get. But what I can say is they're going to be in every game, every series. It is not going to be easy for that opposing team. That's my prediction.
I think that they have a chance to go deeper than people think. Without being too crazy, I think the deepest I see them going that they could possibly go would be the Western Conference Finals. And I think I think that they'll probably, if they have a deep playoff run, they may not get they may not get past the second round because of the fact that they may have to play like a Minnesota Timberwolves or a Denver Nugget team. Now, if you go against Minnesota, here's the thing, though, is that they don't have a lot of experience. You know what I mean, they do and they don't, but you're going against the Warriors that are heavily tested. But their length is going to get to us, and their height.
It's the bigger team. It's the bigger teams you got to be a little concerned about. But
and then OKC has that ogre. What's that guy's name?
Which one?
Holmgren.
Chet.
Yeah, Chet.
Chet Holmgren.
You know whose name? Too. You know whose name is Chet? I could be wrong, but remember the older brother from Weird Science?
Yeah, it was Chet.
It was Chet.
I'm pretty sure it was Chet.
Yeah, he turned
white guy.
Oh, just nostalgic back to the '80s. My bad. I always get flashbacks.
It's just crazy too. I mean, like, to me, everything changed once they started playing Trace Jackson Davis. That made the biggest difference because even when Podziemski was in there and Kuminga was in there, they were still losing games. But once they started giving Trace Jackson Davis more time at the center position, I felt like that changed everything.
It did. It changed a lot. But when Kuminga was starting, the team was starting to gel really well. You started seeing a lot of really good basketball. But moving Trace Jackson Davis into the starting lineup because of Kuminga getting hurt and because how well he was playing has really kind of turned this boat around in the direction that you wanted to see. And even if you if you look at their record, man, and you compare that to the Eastern Conference, I mean, I think they're like a 6 seed. See.
So we're 44 and 35. We would be.
West has always been like that for the.
We'd be the 7. Well, we'd be. What the hell were we again? 44 and 35. Here's 44 and 36. That's the Heat, the number 8 seed. 45 and 35 is the Sixers, so 7 and 8. They'd be similar to where they're at.
Yeah, they'll be a little higher though. It's just interesting.
Well, if they're playing in the Eastern Conference, they'd probably be like the New York Knicks are 47 and 32.
I bet you those records in the Eastern Conference, those teams, they would not have the same record because they're playing against the Warriors.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Boston is 62 and 17. They're really good.
They're killing it.
Best team in the league.
They're on a rampage since y'all started.
But the scary thing, you got Milwaukee, who recently Giannis went down with an ankle or a calf injury. They thought it was a blown Achilles. Now they're saying it's just a sprained calf. I think he's going to get the Kevin Durant treatment where they're going to be like, oh, we'll wait. Oh, I bring him back in. Oh, he fucked himself up.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Goodbye.
Fuck that.
Attaboy. Do it for the team.
I still think that if KD was healthy going into that finals, we would have won. But anyway.
Definitely. Definitely.
But there's nobody, I mean, not even the Boston Celtics. Nobody scares me in the Eastern Conference.
The Celtics are pretty damn good.
They're pretty good, but I'm saying like everybody else, they all have flaws.
Major.
And then in the West, I mean, it's like up and down. Everyone's just fucking stacked.
Yeah.
And so it's just a crapshoot, really.
And freaking, if you look at Dallas, I mean, Luka's playing crazy basketball right now.
Him and Kyrie are going to be
33 points a game or some crazy shit right now. It's wow.
The Dallas Mavericks do not want to play the Golden State Warriors. They don't.
We are their kryptonite. The Warriors. No one wants to play the Warriors right now. They don't want to deal with it. It's like, let those guys hopefully lose early.
Yeah.
They're just playing good basketball.
But again, even in the play-in round, if they got to play against the Lakers, To me, it's going to be a tough matchup for them, especially if Anthony Davis is playing. Because, I mean, they don't have the height to take on both Anthony Davis and fucking LeBron James running around hell tall. They just have a lot of height. And
a healthy Anthony Davis is a game changer on any fucking team. And with the Lakers, I think the 2 games to my memory this year that we beat the Lakers, it was because Anthony Davis got hurt early or didn't play at all.
Well, he didn't play at all last time, and we whooped their
No,
ass.
he didn't play at all last game, and I think he got hurt in the first quarter. I think he got like slapped in the face or some stupid
Yeah,
shit.
he was like,
he was all
he
like,
they were like, get him off, get him off.
Jesus.
They rushed him to the locker room like he was the fucking president, like
yeah. It's like, oh man, really?
Cover him quick.
But that would be a really fun series to watch, is the Lakers and Warriors. That would be pretty epic right there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd rather see like Lakers and Kings or something like that, just to
here's
get an easier matchup.
But remember too, in the playing round you get 2 tries. So even if you lose the first game, you can play in the second game and win and get in. It's kind of weird that like you can lose a game and then win a game and then still get in the playoffs.
It's kind of a weird setup how they have it.
It's weird.
Yeah. I mean,
because basically 7, 8, 9, and 10 are like their own little playoff bracket.
Yeah. It's kind of odd. I mean, I don't know. Does that make it more fun?
Well, it does right now. Otherwise, we'd be like, "Oh, we're chasing the Kings,"
Yeah, but at the same time, the Warriors are so used to being up there, in the top 5 in the Western Conference. But no, I from that standpoint, it's a great thing, right? It's a great thing.
Yes.
So if the Warriors win out, let's say they
have a shot.
Let's say it stands like this, and they beat the Lakers, and then they go on and play the Suns or the Kings, and they beat them too. I mean, at that point, that's your top 8 teams right there. And so then let's say they drop in the 7th spot, and that means that they're going to be playing the Oklahoma City Thunder. Fuck. You're almost better off. No, you don't, because if you're the 8th seed, you got to go against Denver. Like, holy shit.
Yep.
4 and 5 are going to play each other, so Clippers, Mavericks. And then 6 goes against 3, which is Minnesota, which is probably a better matchup for the Pelicans against Minnesota. That'd be a better matchup for them. But still, I mean, even if we get in, you're looking at either playing OKC or the Denver Nuggets. And Denver's fucking
you
loaded.
Want to stay away from Denver in the first round, I'll tell you that.
I mean, we beat them a few years ago, but they didn't have Michael Porter Jr. They didn't have Jamal Murray. They were down 2 of their big stars, and they lost. It was just Joker by himself getting all mad at Draymond and freaking out, and it was nuts. But guys, that's going to do it for the show. I want to thank Dre and Dan for coming out once again and delivering a fire show. We have 35 watching right now. If you're watching on X, make sure that you repost this link to this stream so that more people know that we're watching and it gets the show circulated. And if you can do so, jump over to Dre Area Sports on YouTube. Make sure that you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel as we go live every week. I'll be live again tomorrow with Johnny Dell's Football Academy. We're breaking down the Super Bowl with the Niners and talking about what they need in the upcoming draft and going over their free agent moves. Guys, before we go, do you have any last things you want to say about anything else?
Go Warriors.
Go Giants, baby.
Go Giants.
Go Giants.
Warriors. That's it,
Hey,
man.
appreciate you having us on again, Andre. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, a lot
Of course.
of fun.
Always fun to talk Bay Area sports.
Absolutely. Let's go.
And with that being said, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.